Our wedding day is almost here, my beautiful Hippolyta. We'll be getting married in 4 days, on the day of the new moon. But it seems to me that the days are passing too slowly. The old moon is taking too long to fade away. That old slow moon is keeping me from getting what I want, just like an old widow makes her stepson wait to get his inheritance.
No, you'll see. 4 days will quickly turn into 4 nights. And since we dream at night, time passes quickly then. Finally, the new moon, curved like a silver bow in the sky, will look down on our wedding celebration.
Go, Philostrate. Get the young people of Athens ready to celebrate and have a good time. Sadness is only appropriate for funerals. We don't want it at our festivities. Hippolyta, I wooed you with violence, using my sword, and got you to fall in love with me by injuring you. But I'll marry you under different circumstances, with extravagant festivals, public festivities, and celebration.
Long live Theseus, our famous and respected Duke.
Thanks, good Aegis. What's new with you?
I'm here full of anger to complain about my daughter Hermia. Step forward, Demetrius. My lord, this man, Demetrius, has my permission to marry her. Step forward, Lysander. But this other man, Lysander, has cast a magic spell over my child's heart. You, Lysander, you've given her poems and exchanged tokens of love with my daughter. You've pretended to be in love with her, singing fake love songs softly at her window by moonlight, and you've captured her imagination by giving her locks of your hair, rings, toys, trinkets, knickknacks, little presents, flowers, and candies. Things that can really influence an impressionable young person. You've connived to steal my daughter's heart, making her stubborn and harsh instead of obedient, like she should be. And, my gracious Duke, if she won't agree to marry Demetrius right now, I ask you to let me exercise the right that all fathers have in Athens. Since she belongs to me, I can do what I want with her. As the law says, I can either make her marry Demetrius or have her killed.
What do you have to say for yourself, Hermia? Think carefully, pretty girl. You should think of your father as a god, since he's the one to give you your beauty. To him, you're like a figure that is sculpted out of wax, and he has the power to keep that figure or to destroy it. Demetrius is an admirable man.
So is Lysander.
You're right. Lysander's admirable as well. But since your father doesn't want him to marry you, you'll have to consider Demetrius to be the better man.
I wish my father could see them with my eyes.
No, you must see them as your father sees them.
Your Grace, please forgive me. I don't know what makes me think I can say this, and I don't know if speaking my mind to such a powerful and noble person as yourself will damage my reputation for modesty. But please, tell me the worst thing that could happen to me if I refuse to marry Demetrius.
You'll either be executed or you'll never see another man again. So think carefully about what you want, beautiful Hermia. Consider how young you are, and question your feelings. Then decide whether you could stand to be a nun, wearing a priestess's habit and caged up in a cloister forever, living your entire life without a husband or children, weekly chanting hymns to the cold and virginal goddess of the moon. People who can restrain their passions and stay virgins forever are holy. But although a virgin priestess might be rewarded in heaven, a married woman is happier on earth. A married woman is like a rose who is picked and made into a beautiful perfume, while a priestess just withers away on the stem.
I'd rather wither away than give up my virginity to someone I don't love.
Take some time to think about this. By the time of the next new moon, the day when Hippolyta and I will be married, be ready to either be executed for disobeying your father, to marry Demetrius as your father wishes, or to take a vow to spend the rest of your life as a virgin priestess of the moon goddess.
Please give in, sweet Hermia. And Lysander, stop acting like she's yours. I've got more of a right to her than you do.
Her father loves you, Demetrius, so why don't you marry him and let me have Hermia?
It's true, rude Lysander, I do love him. That's why I'm giving him my daughter. She's mine, and I'm giving her to Demetrius.
My lord, I'm just as noble and rich as he is. I love Hermia more than he does. My prospects are as good as his, if not better. And beautiful Hermia loves me, which is more important than all those other things I'm bragging about. Why shouldn't I be able to marry her? Demetrius, and I'll say this to his face, courted Nidar's daughter Helena, and made her fall in love with him. That sweet lady Helena loves devoutly. She adores this horrible, unfaithful man.
I have to admit I've heard something about that, and meant to ask Demetrius about it, but I was too busy with personal matters and it slipped my mind. Anyway, Demetrius and Aegis, both of you, come with me. I want to say a few things to you in private. As for you, beautiful Hermia, get ready to do what your father wants, because otherwise the law says that you must die or become a nun, and there's nothing I could do about that. Come with me, Hippolyta. How are you, my love? Demetrius and Aegis, come with us. I want you to do some things for our wedding, and I also want to discuss something that concerns you both.
We're following you not only because it is our duty, but also because we want to.
What's going on, my love? Why are you so pale? Why have your rosy cheeks faded so quickly?
Probably because my cheeks as roses needed rain, which I could easily give them with all the tears in my eyes.
Honey, listen, in books they say that true love always faces obstacles. Either the lovers have different social standings.
Oh, what an obstacle that would be! Imagine being too high on the social ladder and falling in love with someone beneath you.
Or else they're very different ages.
How awful! Being too old to marry someone young.
Or else their guardians and advisors said no.
What hell to have your love life determined by someone else?
Or even if the lovers were a good match, their love might be ruined by war, death, or sickness, so that their affair only lasts an instant. Their time together might be as fleeting as a shadow or as short as a dream, only lasting as long as it takes a lightning bolt to flash across the sky before you can say, look, it's gone. That's how intense things like love are quickly destroyed.
If true lovers are always thwarted, then it must be a rule of fate. So let's try to be patient as we deal with our problem. It's as normal a part of love as dreams, sighs, wishes, and tears.
That's the right attitude. So, listen, Hermia, I have an aunt who's a widow, who's very rich, and doesn't have any children. She lives about 20 miles from Athens, and she thinks of me as a son. I can marry you there, gentle Hermia, where the strict laws of Athens can't touch us, so here's the plan. If you love me, sneak out of your father's house tomorrow night and meet me in the forest a few miles outside of town. You remember the place. I met you there once with Helena to celebrate May Day. I'll wait for you there.
Oh, Lysander, I swear I'll be there tomorrow. By the goddess of love's innocent doves, by everything that ties lovers together, by the bonfire where Queen Dido burned herself to death when her lover Aeneas jilted her, and by all the promises that men have broken, and men have broken more promises than women have ever made. I give you my word. I will meet you at that spot tomorrow.
Keep your promise, my love. Look, here comes Helena.
Hello, beautiful Helena. Where are you going?
Did you just call me beautiful? Take it back. You're the beautiful one as far as Demetrius is concerned. Oh, you're so lucky! Your eyes are like stars, and your voice is more musical than a lark's song is to a shepherd in the springtime. Sickness is contagious. I wish beauty were contagious too. I would catch your good looks before I left. My ear would be infected by your voice. My eye by your eye, and my tongue would come down with a bad case of your melodious speech. If the world were mine, I'd give it all up. Everything except Demetrius. To be you. Oh, teach me how you look the way you do and which tricks you use to make Demetrius fall in love with you.
I frown at him, but he still loves me.
Oh, if only my smiles could inspire love as effectively as your frowns.
I curse him, but he still loves me.
Oh, if only my prayers could inspire that kind of affection.
The more I hate him, the more he follows me around.
The more I love him, the more he hates me.
It's not my fault he acts like that, Helena.
That's true. It's your beauty's fault. I wish I had a fault like that.
Don't worry, he won't see my face ever again. Lysander and I are running away from here. Before I saw Lysander, Athens seemed like paradise to me. But Lysander's so attractive that he's turned heaven into hell.
Helena, we'll tell you about our secret plan. Tomorrow night, when the moon shines on the water and decorates the grass with tiny beads of pearly lights, the time of the night that always hides runaway lovers, we plan to sneak out of Athens.
In the woods where you and I used to lounge around on the pale primroses, telling each other sweet secrets, that's where Lysander and I will meet. From then on, we'll turn our backs on Athens. We'll look for new friends and keep the company of strangers. Goodbye, old friend. Pray for us. And I hope you win over Demetrius. Keep your promise, Lysander. We need to stay away from each other until midnight tomorrow.
I will, my Hermia. Goodbye, Helena. I hope Demetrius comes to love you as much as you love him.
It's amazing how much happier some people are than others. People throughout Athens think I'm as beautiful as Hermia, but so what? Demetrius doesn't think so, and that's all that matters. He refuses to admit what everyone else knows. But even though he's making a mistake by obsessing over Hermia so much, I'm also making a mistake since I obsess over him. Love can make worthless things beautiful. When we're in love, we don't see with our eyes, but with our minds. That's why paintings of Cupid, the god of love, always show him as blind. And love doesn't have good judgment either. Cupid has wings and no eyes, so he's bound to be reckless and hasty. That's why they say love is a child, because it makes such bad choices. Just as boys like to play games by telling lies, Cupid breaks his promises all the time. Before Demetrius even ever saw Hermia, he showered me with promises and swore he'd be mine forever. But when he got all hot and bothered over Hermia, his promises melted away. I'll go tell Demetrius that Hermia is running away tomorrow night. He'll run after her. If he's grateful to me for this information, it'll be worth my pain in helping him pursue my rival, Hermia. At least I'll get to see him when he goes. And then again, when he comes back.